Students, in the previous video, we have discussed up to question number 2. Now we will discuss question number 3. Write the steps in deducing the chemical formulae of the following compounds. So this question already we have discussed in measurement of matter part 6 video. You can see again. Still I will explain it again. You can see in the page number 56. First is sodium sulfate. So here first one is already solved in page number 56. You can see here. Step 1, write the formula of cation and anion. Sodium sulfate means first you have to write the formula of cation, that is sodium, that is basic radical on the left and acidic radical on the right. Sulfate. So here sulfate is acidic radical and sodium is basic radical. So basic radical, then acidic radical. Then write the valency below the respective radical. What is the valency of Na? Is 1. Here you can see if the charge is plus only, it means the valency is 1. You can see Na plus. Plus means nothing but 1, plus 1. So write the valency. And SO4 valency, here 2 minus is written, but you have to don't consider minus, only 2 you have to consider at the top. So 2 is the valency of SO4, that is sulfate. So after writing valency, third step you took is to cross multiply by the valency. So this 2 multiply by Na and SO4 multiply by 1. So you get Na2SO4. So this Na2SO4 is nothing but sodium sulfate. In the same way, we can obtain the formula of calcium oxide, potassium nitrate, ferric phosphate, etc. So calcium oxide also I have explained you in measurement of matter part 6 video at the end part. You can see. So in this way you have to do all other things. Now question number 4. Explain how the element sodium is monovalent. So this monovalent means what? Valency is 1. We have seen just now Na plus, valency is 1. So you have to explain why sodium is monovalent. So this answer is given question number 4a. So this answer is given in page number 53. Here you can see this paragraph you have to read. You can see sodium atom is having electronic configuration 281 and after losing one electron it can form Na plus, that is 28. Then chlorine is having electronic configurations 287, so it will gain one electron to become 288, that is stable. So in this way Na plus and Cl minus, Na plus lose one electron and Cl minus gain one electron to form NaCl, that is sodium chloride. So NaCl here is a ionic bond and you can say sodium atom gives away one electron and a cation of sodium is formed. Hence valency of sodium is 1 and valency of sodium is 1. It means it is monovalent. So here you have to write this box, then you have to write this paragraph, but you can write in your own words also. So here don't write full paragraph, you can shorten it and important point up to important point you have to write. Don't write whole thing. So these two things, this box and these two paragraph, you read carefully and make it short. So here I hope you understood this. Now next question. M is a bivalent atom. M is a bivalent metal. Write down the steps to find the chemical formulae of its compounds formed with the radicals sulfate and phosphate. So here bivalent means what? 2. Valency is 2. Valent means valency, bi means 2. So bivalent means valency is 2. So you have to write the steps for finding molecular formula of M with sulfate, phosphate. So first we will take sulfate. Here step 1 you have to write the symbol M is an unknown metal. That's M is not there in periodic table. It is only imaginary unknown metal. So M, first we are taking sulfate. So sulfate, you know, SO4 2 minus is sulfate. But here you have to write SO4 only. Charge, you have to write charge, that is valency, you have to write in the next step. Next step, valency of M is 2 because it is bivalent. Bivalent itself means that valency is 2. So below M you have to write 2. Then SO4 valency is 2. You know that 2 minus is written, that's why valency is 2. Then cross multiplication. Here you will get M2 SO4 2. But these two numbers, whenever these two numbers are same, you can simplify it by dividing with the same common multiple. So these both two can cancel each other by dividing it by 2. So you will get M1 and SO4 1. SO4 1. Okay. So here SO4 2 by 2 1 is there, that's why we are not writing anything here. Here also M is 1, that's why we are not writing anything here. So MSO4 is the answer. In the same way, phosphate. First write the metal, then phosphate PO4. What is the charge on metal? It is bivalent, so valency of metal is 2, valency of phosphate is 3. Then cross multiply M into 3 and PO4 into 2. So M3 PO4 twice. So this twice, 2 is for all PO4 ion. PO4 is combined, it is not, P and O4 is not separate. PO4 is a phosphate ion, anion. So that's why this 2 is for PO4. So that's why we have written the bracket. So I hope you understood. Now we have completed up to question number 4b. Question number 4c. Explain the need for reference atom for atomic mass. Give some information about two reference atoms. See, question number 4c. This answer is also there in your book. This answer is there in page number 49. So here these three paragraphs you have to read and you have to write in your own words. I will explain what exactly is asked in question. See, initially scientists got confused how to measure the mass of an atom accurately. So for measuring a bigger unit we require a smaller unit. Like for measuring kilogram we should know what is the value of gram. If you know value of 1 gram, then you know that 1000 gram is equal to 1 kilogram. In the same way, for measuring the unit of atom, some smallest basic unit should be taken. So at starting, reference atoms are taken. So hydrogen is smallest atom. So hydrogen is chosen as the reference atom and hydrogen mass was taken as 1. And according to mass of hydrogen, different atoms mass is compared. For example, if nitrogen is 14 times having 14 times mass larger than hydrogen, so nitrogen mass is taken as 14. But afterwards carbon is taken as a standard. So here in 1961 carbon atom was selected as a reference atom, and in this scale the mass of carbon was taken as 12, and according to mass of carbon different relative mass of other elements can be calculated like this here. So these are the relative atomic mass of other elements. So for example, atomic mass of hydrogen becomes 12 into 1 by 12, that is 1. So here mass number, then you can see two reference atoms are used, first hydrogen then carbon. And what is the need of reference relative mass of an atom? Relative mass of an atom is required because scientists does not have any other things at that time to calculate the mass of an atom. That's why they have used the concept of relative atomic mass. So you have to read these things and you can simplify in 4 to 5 lines you can write this.